author of Awakening the Giant Within, a personal adventure into the astral realms. Greg is also about to start courses in astral travel in Brisbane and the Gold Coast. Today he's going to talk to me about his book and astral travelling. Thanks for joining me today, Greg.
Great to be here.
It's good to see you. Now, can you tell me exactly, because I know a lot of people don't know what astral travelling is. Can you tell me what exactly it is?
Yeah, basically everybody is doing it. It's the ability... Astral travel per se, or astral projection, is the ability to consciously leave your physical body. That's, in a nutshell, what it is. And we are all doing it at night. Like, I know it sounds bizarre, but when you start to do it consciously, you start to see that everybody is slightly out of their body when they sleep. So they're not just dreaming. So your energy body lifts from your body. That's that feeling of often lightness you have.
Yeah.
And often when people have a kind of paralysis when they suddenly wake up in the middle of the night, that's because their consciousness has come to their physical body, but their actual energy body has not fully
come into it. Is that
exactly?
Sometimes when you've had a nightmare and I've had it. Then I'm trying to wake myself up, and it's like I'm trying to wake my body up,
and you can't. Yeah, that's right. It's exactly right.
Because you're not quite there. Is that what?
No, that's right. That means you've been in the astral. And you've seen something that shocked you. Now, a lot of people, like, what is the astral? Essentially, and this is all through personal experience, I'd never heard of astral travel until I started doing it spontaneously.
Wow.
And it was a real shock in the beginning.
Yeah.
The reason it was so shocking was that the experience of reality in this state is more real than this reality.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, your senses are more heightened. You have 3D awareness, or 360 degree awareness around you. Everything is more heightened. You know what's going on. You know what people are thinking.
Yeah.
You see much clearer. You see much further. You can look at, it sounds weird, but you can look at like a planet a long way away or a star system and you can see what's there. So it's like we have this star awareness, if you like astral. The word astral comes from the Latin word astrum, which means star. So the ancients knew it. And this is filtered down to this modern times. But so your astral body is your star body, and we all have it. And we're all able to lift out of this collective human consciousness, if you like, and consciously experience the greater reality. So that's what you're doing with astral travel.
But most of us aren't aware we're doing it, because you said that everyone does it. And in your book, I read that you walked into a room of your next door neighbours and you could see them moving around their bed, above their bed, and they were naked. Yeah. So is this what we're all doing, and are we always naked?
This was bizarre. This was the first time I'd consciously left my body in this 3D reality, because there are other dimensions you can go into. So it's kind of complex. But having said that, it's a lot of fun. So the first time this happened, I was in a hotel. I was going to the loo in the middle of the night. I thought something feels amiss. I turned around. I saw my body lying in bed. And I could feel the pull. And I've been doing exercise and I've been going into my body anyway, but I wanted to consciously leave my body in this reality, right? Yeah. So I was essentially a ghost.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I was able to walk through a wall after talking myself into it, because there's certain things you think, I can't walk through a wall. So you still carry your human memory and your human sense memory, but you start to change all that. And then I saw the people next door. So, a woman walked through my room, and people are generally naked. I know it's a weird thing to say, but you kind of don't really care in the astral. Yeah. There's not this same kind of reactivity you have here. Yeah. And I asked her a weird question. I think I said, who are you? And she said, I'm from London or something. She just walked straight through, and I saw my room neighbours were hovering just above their bed. So most people, when I'm in this dimension out of my body, most people are just hovering above, a few feet above their physical body. Wow. And they're just like asleep. Sometimes I try to wake them up, and they'll open their eyes and they act drunk, and they go back to sleep again.
Wow. Okay.
But then...
Why do you think that is the case? Why do you think you can go around and do all these things?
It is a weird thing. The first time it happened, it came out of nowhere. I'd never heard of astral travel. It was really confusing. If you want to know the first time it actually happened... Yeah. Was I was woken up by a light. Now, I was not a new agey kind of person. I had no idea. A light coming through my forehead. I didn't know third eye. I didn't know what that was. So it is actually an energy center, your forehead. So a light came into my forehead and woke me while I was sleeping. So all of a sudden I have full consciousness and know that I am asleep physically.
Wow.
And then it kind of invited me down a wormhole.
Sounds like what you hear about near-death experiences.
Very similar, very similar, except I knew I wasn't dying. And it was kind of this energy that came in the form of this light kind of filled my heart with a really good vibration, a really good feeling, so I wasn't afraid.
Yeah. And
I went down this wormhole to another world, and that was how it all started. And then the next night I lay down, and immediately the light came again. Now I feel it more as a vibration, so I'm sleeping, and then a vibration comes and wakes me up.
Okay.
And you could call it a guide, whatever. It's an entity, a vibration, as we are.
Yes.
Vibrations.
Yeah.
And that would take me out of my body and I would experience certain things.
Wow. It's incredible. You know, you're someone who hasn't obviously done something like this. It's kind of hard to comprehend.
Yeah, for me, it's totally normal, but I understand that other people find it absolutely freaky, as I would. Unless you experience it firsthand, I personally wouldn't believe it. It also changes your feelings of what you believe and what you know. These are things I know. They're not theories. It's not a religion. I know this because it's in my cells. It's in my body. I can do it. Anyone can do it. So for me,
anyone can do it.
Yeah,
consciously, because you say that we're all doing it and we're half asleep.
They just need a reminder. They need a trigger. I mean, how many people lie down at night and do a few exercises to imagine themselves out of their body? It just doesn't happen. People don't think of that. You might do.
In fact, I have to admit, I was reading a book last night and I said to myself, I'm not going anywhere tonight. I need a good night's sleep, because I've been reading it and in my head thinking, is this going to happen to me?
Exactly. And I often do that myself. Often I'll choose not to go. But the very reading of the book is going to trigger something in you that will remind your consciousness that, I can be awake out of my body. Yeah.
It's crazy. And I did think to myself, actually, because my daughter wakes up very easily. I was taking the night light off, before I went to bed, and I was thinking, well, she's not astral traveling because she's awake in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So are kids doing it? Do you see children doing it?
They are doing it. Everyone is doing it. Even some people are walking around. I mean, you can experience amazing things. And a lot of people aren't remembering it, but often you come back with a new inspiration. And you have an inkling of some new way in your life or some new way forward. More and more, because I do this quite a bit, there are guides out there, there are beings out there. It's fact. And these beings are helping us forward. So,
wow. And so, because we're actually getting closer to time, but do you think that we all need to experience astral travel to get greater meaning in our lives?
I'd have to say, yep, if you can get through the fear of it, if you can just let it happen. Humans are very reactive. We have a lot of fear associated with certain things, but this leaving the collective human consciousness and all its fears behind, even just for a few seconds, you come back greater than you were before. That's what it's all about.
Wow.
You feel less fear. You lose fear. You lose the fear of death.
I suppose you kind of realise there's something much greater than yourself and your little life and all your problems.
You actually enjoy life more because it's more of a game. I don't mean to belittle it, but it's just a play of energy. Everything's a play of energy, and you can kind of enjoy it more.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. It's less heavy.
Thank you so much for talking to me today. If people want to find information about you, and I know you teach Reiki meditation.
That's right.
You want to start these schools with Astral Travelling.
Yeah.
Where can they get, and your book is incredible to read to get an insight as well. So where can they get more information?